Hey guys, Zach here, and this is going to be a quick video on abundance and how to live an abundant life, because all abundance is a mindset. And I just want to put something out there before I even get into what I'm going to talk about today. And what I'm going to tell you is, I believe that you are a tree. What the hell are you talking about, Zach? What are you on? I'll tell you what I'm on. I really believe that you are a tree. And the realization is because I went to Merri Creek the other day. Merri Creek's a part of Melbourne where you can go out a little bit out of the city and it's this nature. You know, you go out there, there's nature, there's heaps of trees around. You look around and it's just like, this is so abundant. Have you ever been out in nature and you just realize, whoa, this is what life's about? You connect to the trees, you connect and you're like, whoa, look at the waterfall, it's just glowing. And then you just feel a little bit different. You feel the water just going, splashing down, and it just makes you feel relaxed and calm. And I really appreciate those times in life where you can go out there and just appreciate what's around you. And the realization when I was talking about you're a tree is, I went out there and I realized something. Once you're in nature, instantly you feel abundant. Because most people in this world attach abundance to money. If I don't have enough money, that means I'm in scarcity, I'm not good enough, I'm a fake, maybe, I can't do the things I want to do. And it's all in the mindset. Abundance and scarcity is in the mindset. So if you want to have a better mindset, you need to realize that it has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with money. It has to do with whatever you're doing inside your head. And let me ask you a question. How often are you really appreciating what's around you? How often are you realizing that there's an endless amount of water around you? I don't have to go outside and wonder, is there going to be air for me to breathe? I just know it's going to be there. That's the way I look at abundance. I'm so grateful, that I have an endless amount of food that I can buy. Most people are so scared saying, I'm really stressed with, all this stuff around me, it's attached to money and that's all it's attached to. It doesn't have to be. Majority of my life that was. Until I realized it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with everything around you. The connection that you have with people, that's abundance. That's what I tie abundance to. What do you tie abundance to? Because when I went out in those trees, I realized, look how amazing it is. The tree doesn't stand there comparing to every other tree, which most people do, because our minds are based on that. It's like we're always comparing. That person looks better than me, It's all this comparing frame. Well, when you go out into nature, nothing's comparing. It's just growing and it's abundant. So if you can come from that frame, there's nothing you can really not do. It's just as simple as that. Sometimes I do get caught looking in my neighbor's yard. I look over there and say, look what I don't have. They have so much more than me. But then I stint my way back. They're on a different journey than me. I'm on my own journey. It's ego, and that's separation. Saying, look what they don't have. I'm pushing myself away from ever getting that. So I say, whoa, awesome job for them. I love them. See how it's different? It's a different connection. And if you can really get to that place, abundance will start flowing with you. Because you've got to realize that you're a tree, like I said at the start of this, and the realization that I have with that is, what happens in nature when a storm comes? When it's really, really windy, because you're going to have winds in your life. There's going to be a crazy storm that's going to try to break down your tree. And the strongest trees growing the strongest winds, not the best soil. It doesn't matter what kind of background you've had, what kind of family support you've had. If you've had stronger winds, that's actually a gift. What if every single part of your past that you think's holding you back is actually a gift? Everything that happened to me in my past, I look back and at the time I hated it, I wanted to stop. When I look back on it now, it's the greatest blessing in my life. It's a blessing. I'm so glad all that stuff happened. Because it made me who I am today. And every single person has something in their past, that's traumatic, that's hurt them. I understand that. I'm coaching people every single day, seeing people, different people. We've all had stuff happen to us in the past. But that doesn't define who you are. I define who I am with whatever I say to myself, whatever I believe I am. And I don't want to live in the past anymore. I can look into the past and say, that was an amazing learning. But realize every single time you're going through a storm, the tree's getting stronger. The tree's breaking down. I was talking to a couple of people last week. There were a couple of people depressed talking to me. Guess what happened? I instantly said, awesome, you're depressed. And they're like, what are you talking about? How's it awesome? It's not awesome that I'm depressed. And I say, yes, it is. Because one day in the future, either tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, you're going to look back and say, wow, That was an amazing experience. But you can't see it right now because you're in the picture. And sometimes when you're in the picture, it's hard to see out. But on the external, you're going to look back and love that. Love that. Because can you really appreciate a happy time in your life if you never went through dark times? I don't believe you can. You need the opposite to everything. How would you really appreciate a night out if there was never a night and all you did was day? Could you really appreciate the day if there wasn't the night and the other way around? You couldn't. You have to have the opposite. So when you're going through a dark time in your life, there's a storm. Realize it's a storm, and this storm shall pass. Because once the storm passes, guess what happens? Light comes. Oh my God, it's sunny again. It's summer again. I love this. Life's a gift. And when you look at it like that, abundance comes through you. Realize that you are like a tree. And sometimes when a storm comes, the tree breaks. Some people break down. I've broken down before. I've broken down when a big storm's coming. It broke me down. It made me sad. It made me cry. And I was down to the ground. And then I realized something when I was down on the down. And I said to myself, when you have a breakdown, you will have a breakthrough. When you have a breakdown, you have a breakthrough. I broke down many times in my life, and I break through every single time, and I come out stronger. The tree starts growing again. Once it snaps, it starts growing again. You've got to start growing again. You've got to realize wherever you're at in your life, you're a tree, and you might break tomorrow, but you'll break through the next day. You've got to come from that frame. If you come from that frame, life becomes amazing. Because when you look out into nature, everything's abundant. If you can come from that frame, that everything around you is abundant, you will change lives. You'll change your life. So I want you to realize on this video is, when you have a breakdown, just remember, a breakthrough is nearby. And if you can really realize that, no negative emotion is negative. No negative emotion. I never look at negative emotions as negative. Someone comes to me and they're sad and they've got this feeling in them. I never look at them as a bad person. I never say there's something wrong with them. They come to me broken. You're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. You're just going through a storm that shall pass. You just need some encouragement, a better mindset, a little bit of a change, a little bit of a state change. Realize what the problem is there for and break through it. As soon as you do that, you'll have a quality life. So realize all the negative emotions in your life aren't really negative. It's all in here. And if we can change the internal frame, like I always say, the external will follow that. Hope you got some value from this. I know you did. Have an amazing day. Much love out. Boom!